Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. Good to have you with us on the show. We're live from the HCCTV podcast studio this morning. Good to have you with us on this Wednesday morning. And hey, we've got a special guest co-host joining us now every Wednesday. We've got Miss Sharday Campbell. Good to see you, Sharday.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here.
How is it going this morning? Of course, you joined us on the pleasant day. Yesterday was a bit shaky in the morning, yesterday morning. I don't know if you had a chance to get caught out in some of that weather.
A chance. Oh my goodness. That's an interesting word. No, I had the privilege of not doing that.
Well, we're glad to have you with us. Now tell folks who may not know, you work in the communications department, but you work specifically for one department of the college.
Right. So I handle the communications for enrollment and a lot of student services. So Making sure people understand their next steps and what opportunities HCC has to offer.
Well, we're looking forward to having you on the show every Wednesday, and we're going to get to you in just a second. I want to thank everyone who's watching us this morning on Facebook and YouTube. You can catch us live every morning at 10 a.m. when HCC is in session. And you can also catch our rebroadcast at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. on HCCTV. And Sharday, they can find us across all social media platforms as well.
Yes. We are live every day with Up to the Minute on Houston Community College District. Don't forget the district, on Facebook and YouTube. And we're also on Twitter and LinkedIn and Instagram for HCC District. So you can catch the playback of events on Facebook and YouTube, but follow us on our social channels that also include Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Very cool. Okay, Sharday, stick around because you're going to be speaking with this next guest I'm going to introduce. James T. Mickles is the owner, CEO, and coach of HARDBODY by JTIMO. Good to see you, James.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So we all got fitness tips or fitness questions with the spring coming up or already into that, summer on the way. So we'll be with you in about 10 minutes. Grab some coffee. We'll check in with you in a few.
All right. So our first guest this morning is going to be working at an event which is happening this weekend at the West Houston Institute.
Adeseye Omole is joining us now, and he's the entrepreneur, speaker, and creator of TEDxAlief organizer. Good to see you.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Now, we're doing great. And tell me about what's going on this weekend at the West Houston Institute. And I want to get more into TEDxAlief, but tell us about the event that's coming up first and foremost.
So the event coming up this weekend, which is on Saturday, 11 a.m. at Houston Community College, West Houston Institute, is going to be the TEDx event specifically for the Alief community. Of course, the surrounding communities can come to that event. And if you're not familiar with TEDx is actually a TEDTalks organized by individuals in different communities. And TEDTalks is very popular. There are millions of viewers globally, and TEDx has to be with the local community itself.
And are these talks geared towards a specific audience, age-wise, a certain group? Tell us a little bit about that.
That's a very good question. It depends on what event it is. Last year, we actually had the TEDx Youth, which was targeted towards the youth. Some youths came out, and we had it at HCC as well. Houston Community College has really been a sponsor to support us for this event. So we're having the second one now. But this one we're having this Saturday, it's not really youth, it's much more broader. It's actually our main event that attracts all audiences.
But specifically, this one is geared towards the Alief community, correct?
Correct. It's always, so each organizer, I'm an organizer, and each organizer has their region. And even though it's a local event, we're actually reaching a global community. And one of the reasons why I actually targeted Alief in 2020, interesting enough, we started right before the pandemic, and all the arrangements and everything for venue, all that had to be shut down, and we actually had to have like a studio version. But one of the reasons why I targeted Alief is one, I'm actually based in Alief. Two, I love the diversity in HEERF. And I feel like being able to generate ideas that can actually change our communities, bring in speakers and opportunities for us to actually develop ideas that can actually influence people will be a very great opportunity for that diversity.
What would be some of the topics that will be discussed this weekend? And maybe you could mention some of the speakers that'll be there as well.
Yes, I would like to mention the speakers. Usually we don't like to talk about the topics. So we mention about the speakers because it's always, we have that surprise aspect. So we have Gillian Simmons. Gillian Simmons, she's known as JJ. And she actually has, she was a veteran, she's a veteran as a radio host. And she has this program targeted towards at-risk children in schools. And so she'll be speaking. We have Hannah Jones. Hannah Jones is a strategist and storyteller. And she has this movement towards empowering and mobilizing people to walk into their purpose. Netta Jenkins is also going to be one of the speakers. She's a leading voice in diversity, equity, and inclusion. She actually has about 80,000 followers that actually lean into her on LinkedIn to draw on our knowledge in the diversity, equity, inclusive knowledge that she shares and insights. Then another lady that's going to be on the stage, she's popularly known as UK. She has a chat. She has a program called The Chat, which is a show to actually encourage people to open up and share their hearts and be able to use that to bring healing to other people. And then the last person, not the list, but the last person is Ren Barnes. She's a filmmaker, she's an actress, and she works in the area of business when it comes to filmmaking. So we have 5 ladies that are actually going to be on the stage. Interesting enough, we're actually in the Women's History Month. So it'll be a great experience to actually celebrate this woman and as well impact our community.
For these events you've had in the past, is there a place that people can stream them and watch some of the events? And will this one be live streamed as well?
So it's live streamed as well, but it's gated. So there's $15 for the tickets to get in for online. Right. While in person, there's different price tags. Yeah. So definitely we stream through Zoom specifically for the event.
Right. Yeah, we're familiar. We do the same thing here. So yeah, Zoom, it's amazing. Before the pandemic, I think Zoom had 50 users. Now they're at like 200 million. You know, no one was using Zoom. But hey, that's just technology in need, right? Let me ask you this. You also have a special offer for HCC students this weekend. Maybe you can tell us a bit about that.
Yes. So I'm offering 50 free tickets to students to be able to attend this event. We're graciously sponsored by HCC, and we're giving back so that they can come to the event. And one of my goals is actually to develop the TEDx in the HEERF community. So we'll continue growing that so students can get in free. So there's a specific link you need to click on, and you'll be able to get in free with that ticket. Yeah.
And you're working with the West Houston Institute this weekend. Obviously, that venue's made for TED Talks. It really was, you know, it was designed for that. So it must work out perfectly for you guys there.
Definitely, it is. It is. And we had a great time last year with the TEDx youths. They experienced the AV in their audiovisual to support what we do. Because when we're done with the event, we actually produce the video and we submit it to TED, the global company, which allows it to be streamed on YouTube to millions of viewers globally. So, and the beautiful thing about HEERF is that because we have a diverse audience in HEERF, whatever problems we're solving through the ideas we're sharing on the stage actually applies globally. So I'm so glad to be an organizer for this region.
Well, Adeseye, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you joining us and all that you do. If you're interested in joining them this weekend, we're going to put some links in our social media posts, and definitely our HCC students, we want to get you involved. So make sure you use that special offer. Thanks for being here. We'll look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
All right, Sade, turn things over to you. You've got a special guest who's going to give us some tips about nutrition and maybe getting in shape for this summer. Go ahead and take it away.
Yes. Good morning, James. Do we still have you?
Yes, I'm here. And good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So let's kick things off. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do at HARDBODY Fitness.
Well, yeah, my name is James Mickles. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, but I've been in Houston for, I think 8 years now. I'm a certified personal trainer, certified sports nutritionist, a certified online coach. I coach everywhere between from the average lifestyle individual that just want to get in shape to pro bodybuilders to boxers. You know, I really try to focus on nutrition because that's the main thing that people tend to forget about.
So you mean I can't work out and eat what I want to?
I mean, you can, but you just won't be getting anywhere.
Oh, so that's where I've been going short. So I know you're really passionate about helping people understand the importance of nutrition to reach their goals. So why are you so passionate about making sure that people understand nutrition? Because I think I heard you say you were also certified in it as well, right?
Yes. The thing is, because the gym is the easy part. I mean, you know, it's easier because it's about 1 to 2 hours of your day. The hard part is controlling the other 23 hours of the day. You know, it's easy to go to the gym, you know what I mean? Take your selfies, pick up a few weights, walk on the treadmill. But then when you get to the kitchen, when you time alone and stuff like that, it's like, I want food, because everything is surrounded by food. You go to parties, there's food. You go to outings, food. Go to the movies, food. So if I could get people to really zero in on their nutrition, maybe just even 80%, 85% strict or discipline, you could leave room for that 15%.
All right. You're absolutely correct. You know, the refrigerator calls our names, or those restaurants do. So yes. Targeted 80%. So along the lines of nutrition, a lot of people may start with thinking through part of their nutrition regimen may be around supplements. So what should people be thinking about as far as supplementation?
Well, what people really have to remember, though, right? The whole term supplement, right, is to supplement something. So supplements shouldn't be the main focus. So when people start a dieting program, any type of workout program, the first thing they think about is, okay, what kind of protein supplement should I take? No, you should get your protein from whole foods. The supplement is supposed to supplement a proper diet. So it's just about putting the supplements in its proper place.
Gotcha. Makes absolute sense. I mean, if you think about just contextually what supplement means, and a lot of people focus on the supplement first because that's what's marketed to us. That's what promises the fast results. And a lot of times when we're looking for fast results, our motivation is the first thing to waver. Right. So what's your advice for how do you stay motivated, and what's your advice for other people to stay motivated?
Well, for me, I pretty much was kind of born into it because my grandfather was, into lifting weights, and my mother was real like health conscious. So it was kind of like, I guess it was passed down. But what keeps me motivated is, my 3 sons. I'm not getting any younger. So it's like, I do want to, do my best to be healthy until God calls me home. So.
All right. I almost went back to Sunday. Okay, so let's do a little something. Let's do a little rapid fire. You tell me what you choose out of these things, okay?
Okay.
All right. Leg day or cardio?
Leg day.
Don't forget leg day, right?
Right.
I think we covered this, but working out or nutrition?
I mean, you can't really split the two because both are necessary. I can't split the two, but if you had to choose, like for that moment, nutrition.
Okay. Gym or home workouts?
Gym.
Okay. group workouts or working out by yourself?
Personally, by myself.
Gotcha. Well, I just wanted to lighten things up a little bit, learn a little bit about what makes you tick, what keeps you motivated while you're working out. So we have a lot of students who may be thinking about going the route as a full-time personal trainer or doing it as something as they're working through school. So what do you look for when you're hiring a personal trainer or coach?
I look at their body of work, their level of expertise. You know, I ask a lot of questions. So my advice to those that may be looking for a personal trainer or coach, research them. Look up their body of work. This is the social media age. So, you know, it should not be hard to really see who they work with. Also, reach out to their clients. Who knows a coach better than their clients? You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. And another thing, which probably be tricky depending on the coach, is to reach out to their past clients. Now, a good coach will have very little negative reviews. So, you know, that's the best thing that I suggest those that are looking for a personal trainer or coach to do.
I mean, you went FBI on them. You said, I'm going to find the folks that knew you before and after. I'm going to do a deep dive to find out if you about this fitness life, right?
Yeah.
So I think we haven't really talked about your company, HARDBODY. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been coaching and what can somebody do with your company or location?
I've been a personal trainer for almost 10 years, but as far as coaching, because it's a slight difference. So I've been coaching for the past 5 years full time, and like I said, I coach anywhere from between the average individual that just want to get in shape and get healthy, to the pro bodybuilders, to pro boxers. I help them, you know, reach their goal weight healthy. I also deal with the hormonal aspect, because a lot of people don't realize that you may just not be healthy enough to lose weight. So I deal with a lot of, blood labs, try to see, gets down to the real nitty gritty to see if your hormone levels are, optimal for weight loss.
That's real good. And that goes back to the motivation. You're trying to get to the core of maybe why somebody doesn't see a result. And I think opening that up for somebody that didn't realize that they had a barrier to reaching their goals, I'm sure has been life-changing for a lot of your clients.
Yes. Yeah. It definitely have. I mean, so it's just my thing, right? My goal is, because I think a lot of coaches and a lot of trainers forget that we are in the business of service. So it's my goal to serve my clients to the best of my ability. So if it's just not, sometimes it's not as simple as some cardio or a caloric deficit. Sometimes it may be their thyroid. Sometimes it may be the cortisol levels and stuff like that. Sometimes it may be a deficiency in vitamin D and so on and so forth. So I try to make sure that I provide the most optimal way for my clients to not only to lose weight, but to lose weight in the most healthy state, in the most healthy way.
You are here to serve. You could drop the mic right now. Because I think that's really what people are coming to look for when they are coming to a trainer for service. Help me figure out the thing that I haven't been able to figure out, as opposed to a cookie cutter, no pun intended for fitness, but a cookie cutter plan for fitness, because I think that's where a lot of people lose motivation. So it's exciting to hear that you have the expertise to personalize things. So tell people where they can learn more about you.
I'm mostly active on Instagram. You can find me at HARDBODY by JTIMO on Instagram. I had a YouTube, but I kind of stepped away from YouTube when they changed like the rules or whatever. But you can pretty much, I post a lot of informational stuff. And it's funny that you say cookie cutter, because I've been doing a series of videos breaking down these cookie cutter meal plans to warn the masses that these are like, these coaches just care about people's money as opposed to the longevity of their health or whatever. So you can find at HARDBODY by JTIMO on Instagram.
All right, James. It has been such a pleasure talking to you and just learning about what you are adding to the fitness industry and how you are serving your clients and what's available to the community at large. So appreciate you coming through today.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you for having me.
Thank you. Well, I'm gonna kick it back to you, Todd.
All right, Sade, James, thanks for being here. And if you'd like to follow him on Instagram, learn more about this company, his services, we're going to put some links in our social media post after the show. Okay, we've got some news and announcements we're going to go over here right now. Speaking of nutrition, you've been talking about that for a while now, Sade. Recipe for Success workshops. We got a lot of them going on, and they don't have anything for food, nothing to do with food. So sorry about that. But one of them is calling Valuing Cultural Differences. And this is happening 11:30 a.m. Wednesday today. So after this show, 11:30, you can check them out. And also Critical Thinking Skills, 5 p.m. Monday, March 28th, this coming Monday. We'll have links to register for both of those events. They will be online. You can check them out virtually, and we'll have the links in our social media post. And, you know, Sade, Dr. Donna Davis with the DEI, they've got a podcast series going on as well. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
Yes, absolutely. A podcast series, a training series internally for our staff to just intentionally start thinking about thinking about what we need to learn and unlearn about diversity, equity, and inclusion. So this week they have a session on creating self zones for the LGBTQ+ community that will be happening from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. on Thursday, March 24th.
And I know you've also been involved with HCC's work with the Houston Food Bank because, and we've talked about this on the shows, and I'm sure you've been to conferences speaking about the subject of food insecurity among our students because it's a real thing.
And I think half the battle is convincing people that it's a real thing, even those who are experiencing it, because then it becomes so normal for you to skip a meal. It becomes so normal for when money gets tight that food is the thing that you feel like is a variable or optional to scale down on. So what the institution has been doing and recognizing is that we need to provide opportunities for access to food. And through our partnership with the food bank, they are doing grocery giveaways all month. Like a lot of people will see free groceries and think, okay, what's the catch? No, like for real, pull up and get the groceries, pounds upon pounds of food. And even if you are, you say, well, I'm not struggling with food, but getting the food will create room in your budget for other things. So it's a lot of opportunity. Everyone in the HCC community can sign up. So they will be doing them all this month and there's an email that goes out every Monday to all enrolled students that includes the link for them to sign up for the free food distributions.
And it's anonymous. You sign up, you just go by, you pick up your food and you're done. So as you mentioned, sometimes you make a good point because you have all these bills you need to pay. Well, if you don't have to worry about the food, then you can pay the other bills that have to be paid. You know, that gas has got to be paid. It's getting more expensive these days, and things like that. Another thing that I know that you're very familiar with, the Higher Education Emergency Relief Funding, known as HEERF. Well, that's ending soon. We've had it for the past, year and a half. There is another distribution, but after that, it's not going to be available for our students.
Right. So right now, the second round for spring 2022 is open. So the first round happened in the beginning of the spring semester, but students who weren't currently attending classes, our second start classes, our late start classes, didn't have the opportunity to apply for this emergency relief fund, but now is the time. The application opened on Monday, right after we got back from break. So make sure you're checking your emails. And to be clear, all enrolled students who did not receive the first round of funding for the spring 2022 qualify to apply for the second round. The application will end on April 1st and the funds will be distributed on April 6th. I think one of the biggest things are people like, well, how do I know I'm going to get it? If you're enrolled, you are going to get it. That is the promise of this higher education emergency relief funds. But to your point, that this is the last round, unless there's some type of miraculous announcement by Congress. This is the last round of the allocation that Houston Community College received. And we received one of the largest allocations in the country.
We did. We had a large allocation, and it's been able to help our students, and we'll continue to do that. But like you said, this is the last round. One thing that's important, if you're looking at going, say, to HCC and you want to transfer to another college, well, the spring transfer fairs begin in April. See the schedule on the district's Facebook page to find out which fairs are now back on campus and in person. And the original postponement in February, it was postponed in February, but it's opening April the 4th. So check the district's Facebook page for more information on that. I want to skip on down to registration so we can talk about that for a second, because summer registration's on right now, Sade, and we need to let people start thinking about April, or I should say fall 2022, because you can start registering for that very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. So, get ahead this summer and plan for this fall, right? So summer registration is open, and thinking about fall, which begins in August, you can start registering for fall classes, as starting April 25th, but you can preview the fall course schedule starting on April 11th. So as soon as April 25th comes, you've already looked at the schedule. You already know what classes you want, those kind of high demand labs and courses that fill up really fast. Get the time that works for you. Build a schedule that works for you, your life, your responsibilities, and think through, okay, what type of course have I learned over these COVID years that may work for me? We have online anytime, which is there's no meeting time. You are taking care of your course assignments at the time that works for you. We have online on a schedule. Maybe you can't make it to campus, but you still need that instructional support at a scheduled time.
And one thing to keep in mind, we have others as well. We're running out of time. So you can check out those 5 options. In-person classes, they're all available. Check them out at hccs.edu/apply. Sade, great job today. We look forward to seeing you every Wednesday. And thanks to all of you for joining us. Tomorrow, we'll have someone on from the Bayou City Arts Festival for our virtual Family Fun Day. And we're live every morning, 10 a.m. on Up to the Minute. We'll see you then.